Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Week 3 battle, Week 3 battle of the ICBA. I think this is Week 3. I hope it's Week 3. It's only the third team I have on the list. So, anyway, we are going to be taking on Alpha Lycanroc after what has been a chaotic change of events. We are not taking on the New Jersey Nagana Devils. Instead, we'll be taking on the Oakland Arcanines. And we are doing this battle once again, like 3 days before the battle goes live. So I'm just going to, have it, edit it, go from there. Thankfully, I have a little bit more time anyway before that. But his team is Dawnwings Necrozma, Celesteela, Alolan Muck, Superior Galvantula, Mega Houndoom, Jellicent Comfey, Crustle, Noivern, and Metang, with Celesteela, Superior, and Noivern being his possible Z users. His team has had a lot of changes to it. It was taken over as Dom dropped from the league, and then he made a bunch of changes, and then we learned that some of those changes were illegal. So we're having this battle about 24 hours after I learned what his team actually was. So hopefully my team can handle the team that he has. And that team is going to be Jolteon, Neffany, is going to be coming Modest with Choice Specs. I made a quick feat just in case a Stray, Toxic, or something hits it. I didn't think I needed Volt Absorb that badly. Galvantula should never click an Electric-type move against my Jolteon, fearing the Volt Absorb, because I'm not like Flame Orb or anything, and everything else isn't really going to be clicking Electric moves. Anyway, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam. This outspeeds his entire team, except for Mega Houndoom, if it's Timid Max Speed. So, but I'm not too worried about that because he does have Sticky Web support. I don't expect him to run that max speed, but I do outspeed a max speed Superior, which is really what I was going for, and I can do that at Modest Nature. I couldn't outspeed the Houndoom if I'm Modest, so I decided not even to try. Volt Switch is honestly the move I'm just going to click a lot. He has no immunity to it, and Choice Specs Volt Switch should be 2 or 3 hit KOing everything on his team except for defensive Superior and defensive Dawnwings Necrozma. Everything else gets 2 or 3 hit KO'd. Well, I think Dawnwings gets 3 hit KO'd by it. Everything else is 3 hit KO'd by Volt Switch with Specs from a Jolteon, Modest Jolteon. So we are going to be rocking out with that this week. Hopefully it puts in a ton of work. Honestly, it's what I'm expecting to clean up all game. Next up, we have Gallade. Shadow Sneak is there for that Dawnwings Necrozma. He could be Kasib Berry, but even then, Shadow Sneak is still quad effective. It's still an adamant Gallade. It's still going to do decent damage. I know it's got Prism Armor. I know it's got the Kasib Berry, so it'll be doing less and less damage every time. But at the same time, that's still some damage. And my primary thing to click, if he hasn't already set up a whole bunch of things, is probably Knockoff. Because of the possible Kasib Berry, I don't expect him to go Colbur. I expect him to go Kasib instead. If he hasn't set up every one of his stat boosts, then I do have the ability to go with the Knockoff instead and outspeed it. So that's what I'm running, is enough speed to outspeed a Modest Dawnwings Necrozma, because a timid Dawnwings Necrozma does not OHKO my Gallade. Earthquake and Close Combat are there for other coverage that is necessary against his team. And there is no Psychic coverage this week because nothing on his team is weak to Psychic. So I didn't feel like I needed it. Next up, we have my Landorus. It's going to be Scarf Landorus. I figured Scarf Landorus can really put in work since it cannot get hit by the Sticky Webs. And with this speed investment, which is a lot of speed, it is going to be able to outspeed even a Scarfed... What was I running? Scarfed... Not Scarfed Necrozma. I don't remember what I was running this to outspeed, but I was running to outspeed something. Something Scarfed, and Crustle if it does get off a +2 boost with Shell Smash. So Earthquake, Knockoff, Stone Edge, and U-Turn. This team is Volt Turn the team. You're going to see my Jirachi also running U-Turn. Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, U-Turn, and Iron Head. This is a defensive Jirachi, not an offensive Jirachi at all. But I am going to be running that U-Turn on it as well, just because he can't guarantee that I am a defensive Jirachi, and by getting the U-Turn off, I can get free switches, get switch initiative. Slow U-Turn is really helpful. It's not that slow either. It's still base 100, but does outspeed a good portion of his team if there's no webs up. Thunder Wave, not that important, but something that I can click for a switch into Mega Houndoom or something like that I think is coming. So hopefully we'll get the predictions we need to get those Thunder Waves off. Obviously, I would prefer something like Celesteela to be Toxic, but I decided to run Burned, but I decided to run Thunder Wave this week. Just because Toxic doesn't do very much for me at all, and Burn is harder to guarantee, and I can't do it on my Jirachi. Next up, we have my Mandibuzz. Milliard is going to be Defog, Knockoff, Roost, and Snatch. Snatch for things like a Synthesis Superior or a Nasty Plot Houndoom, scouting for those sets. Knockoff can knock off pretty much any item that isn't a Z move. His team isn't super weak to knockoff, except for, again, the Necrozma, which definitely does not handle this at all, this Mandibuzz at all. And I can snatch away any attempted boosts like Autotomize or Calm Mind that he tries to go for. So that is why I decided to run Snatch this week. Do I expect it to be super useful? We'll see. But I do think that this not getting hit by Stealth Rock, or not getting hit by Sticky Web can really help me this week to get rid of the Sticky Webs, because I really do not want them on my side of the field. And lastly, we do have our Tapu Fini Camilla making her debut with the team this week. Defog, Moonblast, Scald, and Nature's Madness. Calm Nature. Bulky set, not as offensive at all. Scald is there for, again, that Celesteela getting burned, as well as the Noivern not being immune to status when the terrain is up also. So I decided to go with Scald over Surf or Muddy Water. A little bit of reduced power for the opportunity to hit Celesteela on the switch in and burn it would be absolutely amazing. And let's not lie to ourselves, Nature's Madness doing 50% to anything is absolutely perfect. Defog on this as well. Again, let's get rid of the Sticky Web. So I need to make sure that Galvantula gets worn down, and then we're going to go from there. That's the team this week. That's what we're going to be rocking. Hopefully it works like I want it to. And I will see you guys back here in a moment with the battle. As you know, I'm not doing specific team builders. I'm just adding this to the beginning of the battle. So I'll see you guys back here in a minute with the battle, and we'll get started. All right, everyone. We're going to get started here because I'm still trying to figure out like the team builder in the episode thing. How do I want to get started? So going to take a minute while he's selecting. I don't know how long it's going to take. I never do. But in this time, I remembered, because I didn't do my normal thing, I am pacing Alpha, Lycanroc, Omega, according to his thing. So go check out his channel. Will be in the description below as always. But we are going to jump right into it here. What do we see? Celesteela, Muck, Comfey, Galvantula, Houndoom, and Necrozma. We don't see Serperior. We do not see Serperior. Excuse me? Serperior scared me out of my wits. What? Serperior matched up so well against my team, I can't even tell you. No Serperior. Galvantula is here, so he could get webs up pretty easily, and fairly freely, to be honest. It handles both of my regular defoggers. He may think I have defog on my Landorus, but I don't. I'm going to lead with the Jolteon. I don't see anything being scarfed in this set of Pokemon. Again, if he's expecting webs to be his what he's relying on, then I do have two defoggers. Mandibuzz can defog against the Muck pretty freely, and against the Celesteela. I don't want it to set up too much, but I can defog against it. But the beginning of the game is really just Jolteon, Landorus, Jirachi, U-turn, and Volt Switch a bunch until things are chipped. Get rid of the webs when the Galvantula is gone. That's the plan. That's what we're going with. You know, the reason that I do those little things at the beginning is to remind myself of the team that I'm using and the team I'm playing, because I am doing 2 leagues simultaneously. So out comes the Jolteon. Good luck to my opponent. We are going to get this started. Kaminari is the Galvantula. So I do definitely think this thing is going to try to go for a Sticky Web right here. And I definitely don't think there's any reason to keep my Jolteon in against a Galvantula. There's no reason for it to take this kind of damage. Volt Switch should do about 50%. It frees me up to go into my Landorus. He's not clicking Hidden Power Ice right now. That would be the most absurd prediction of all time. And then Landorus comes in and U-turn can potentially take this thing out. Following that, and should I fail to do so, then I can just go back out into something that can take a hit from it, say Jolteon or Mega Gallade, which can Shadow Sneak and take out the Galvantula. And the goal is get rid of the Galvantula early, that way it can't continuously set up Sticky Web. So there's a little bit of bulk there, which is fine. I'm definitely going to go out into my Landorus here. Jirachi is a decent switch, but Landorus resists both stabs, is immune to one of them, so I expect the Sticky Webs to just come up right now. I mean, they're good against my team. They look good. They are good. I need to get rid of them at some point. There's the Sticky Web. So, now, I do have defoggers. I do have options. I am Scarfed, so I could click. He did have enough bulk to take only the minest of min rolls there. Still within min roll for no bulk, just the most minimum. But it does mean that the U-turn will not kill from here. He could have Hidden Power Ice, which is fine. I can just go for an Earthquake, but I don't want the Celesteela coming in for free here. So I could go for a Stone Edge, but I don't want to miss and take HP Ice, so I'm going to U-turn. Reveal that I'm Scarfed, which is fine. Really don't care that much, which doesn't take him out, because again, we got the min roll the last time, so there's no way that was going to take him out. This is a free switch into my Gallade here, or my Jirachi, although Jirachi does enough to take another hit. Gallade does not. So we're going to go into Gallade. I'm expecting him to go for Hidden Power Ice since he stayed in. I don't think he would have stayed in if he didn't have it. And Gallade can take that attack pretty well. So there's the Hidden Power. That's not what I'm looking for. And if he stays in now, he dies. If he switches out, then that's fine. I'm going to click Shadow Sneak. I don't know if he stays in or not. I need to defog on something else on his team, to be honest. For sure. And I totally forgot to switch out the Superior that is not here right now. So we are going to do that live for you guys. He does stay in, so Superior's not here. Comfey is instead. So we're going to bring that over. In the meantime, we got most of the team right. There's a Shadow Sneak. I do want this Galvantula out of the way. I do not want Sticky Webs ever again on my side of the field. So Mega Gallade kills Galvantula with Shadow Sneak. And takes minimal damage from the Hidden Power, which is great. I do have to reveal that, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Pretty much no matter what he goes into, either Mandibuzz or Finny can get off the defog. If it's Muck, Mandibuzz can do it just fine. If it's Comfey, Finny can do it just fine. If it's Houndoom, Finny, I know he could have Sludge Bomb, but Nasty Plot, I think that's what I said. Let's see, let's calc a +2. If he Nasty Plots in the face of my Gallade, he's so real. Like, he's so real. If he goes to Mega Houndoom right here and Nasty Plots. Because if he doesn't, I don't see why he would go into Mega Houndoom here. It doesn't OHKO my Gallade from this range with anything, even though he outspeeds me. He doesn't OHKO. So he'd have to Nasty Plot, which is like, I just clicked Close Combat. If he goes Steela, then Mandibuzz, and then Defog, and yeah, the Steela can start setting up, but we do have answers to it. The Landorus can come in and Intimidate, and then get off a U-turn and go out into the Jolteon, which, barring a very good prediction on his part, the Jolteon should be able to come in and handle that. So Recovery Gur, that is the Comfey. Houndoom does not stay in on a Comfey. Ever. Houndoom. What am I talking about? Gallade does not stay in on a Comfey. In fact, we are just going to go straight into my Tapu Fini, which is going to go straight for a Defog. We're not wasting any time. I do not want these Sticky Webs up ever on my side of the field. So Finny comes in, gets off the Misty Surge, prevents any status, which is amazing. Goes for the Leech Seed. That's alright. He could Leech Seed into Protect, into, you know, a good amount of damage on my Finny. But Finny's HP right now doesn't matter, except that it is net above 0, and I can click Defog. Let's be honest. That is the plan. Get rid of the Sticky Webs, outspeed his team, and proceed to go from there. Jolteon can come in and do what it needs to do. To be perfectly honest, that is entirely important to me. Grassy terrain, so he's fully recovery right now. Interesting. Oh, my phone just fell over, everybody. Anyway, let's put that back where it was. But the Defog comes out. There is no more Sticky Web on my side of the field, and I do get a little bit of HP back. And I'm actually fully healed, and then the Leech Seed comes out. So I can go right out into my Jirachi here. He could go for another Leech Seed, but that doesn't scare me so much. And it gives me a free U-turn if I go into Jirachi here. And I can scout out what kind of set he's running. Or I can put Rocks up, since he doesn't have any more entry hazards at all. So I might just do that with my Jirachi while I'm here, and then U-turn the following turn. Toxic. Can't Toxic my Jirachi. Oh my gosh. I used the wrong keyboard. And it didn't work, unsurprisingly. I could Thunder Wave. He has nothing immune to it right now. I could Thunder Wave first, see what he wants to go into here. I'm going to Stealth Rock. He's probably just going to Leech Seed, to be honest, which is fine. Imagine if I got into Jolteon on the Toxic, and then I had a +1 Jolteon. And he goes out into the Muck. Would have been okay to Thunder Wave that, but I don't mind getting Stealth Rocks up on this thing. Now he could Pursuit, but Knockoff's definitely more likely. Which is doing a lot. Pursuit is doing less than Knockoff. So, dang it. I keep using that keyboard. It just stopped working today for some reason, which is not great. Yeah, Pursuit's doing some, but not anymore. Not more than Knockoff. We're gonna go for a U-turn here. Let's see. So we get the U-turn. Going back. No Pursuit. So probably Knockoff. My two options are either Gallade or Mandibuzz. Gallade can't be knocked off. It's got the Earthquake. Although Close Combat may be a better play just to hit anything. Well, it doesn't hit. Yeah, there's the Knockoff, which actually does a lot more than I was hoping it would. So that thing might be like banded, because that's a lot of damage to a Mega Gallade. I don't know why I have the Knockoff here. It's in grassy terrain, so I definitely want to click Close Combat. I could lose my Mega Gallade here, which isn't ideal, but Close Combat does a ton of damage. And brings this thing down to where it can be revenged by things like the Jolteon, which comes in for free and clicks Volt Switch every time. So yeah, we're going to click Close Combat. Muck probably survives this. He doesn't survive it. That's a crit. Okay, that may have mattered. That, to be honest, may have mattered a lot. So Mega Gallade kills Muck with Close Combat. Outspeeds everything except Jolteon, not Jolteon, Houndoom. Why do I keep not knowing Houndoom's name? Why do I keep getting Houndoom's name wrong? That's so random. Outspeeds everything except the Houndoom, and can click an attack on it. Comfey is pretty free to come in here if it wants to, and start setting up Leech Seeds and shenanigans again, but I can just go straight out into Jirachi again if I want to, or my Jolteon, which can get Leech Seeded a little bit, and then proceed to Volt Switch immediately. And that'll be fine by me. Endeavor comes out. Endeavor is the Houndoom. Okay, so this is where, yeah, you go into the Houndoom. Since I am weakened to the point where now a Dark Pulse does kill, especially with the defense drops, you could Nasty Plot. You could Nasty Plot, but I have answers. I can deal with a Nasty Plot Houndoom. I have a Scarfed Landorus. So yeah, I'm going to switch out my Gallade, since Gallade is still extraordinarily valuable to me. And I can go straight into my Tapu Fini. If he doesn't go for a Nasty Plot, then I can take any hits. If he does go for a Nasty Plot, then wow, you're real. Very bold. And we can then proceed to go into my Scarf Landorus and click Earthquake. Because I don't want to waste any more Pokemon, and if he switches out, and I go from there. So there's the Dark Pulse. Now I can Scald here. Scald's free. I can also Nature's Madness, which is free. It's 50% on anything. Does Scald kill from here or not? without investment. Very low chance that it's going to kill from here. So I'm going to click Nature's Madness. I don't expect him to stay in. Even if he has Sludge Bomb, Sludge Bomb's doing about 40%, 40 to 50%. So, like, yeah, I can't take 2. But then he has to make a prediction about my Jirachi. And I can let my Finny go down at this point. It doesn't really do much except for Nature's Madness things. Chip away at Necrozma and Celesteela, which are still problems. Don't get me wrong, like, this is not over yet. Ingenium comes out. That is the Celesteela. So we are going to get a big Nature's Madness off on this thing. Do 50% to it. And bring that down to like 40. Let's see what item. Let's see if we see what item. It's possibly Z. Very possibly Z. So I'm going to click Scald here. Which might do a little bit less than Nature's Madness, but it can get the burn. No burn. There's the Leech Seed. I gotta stop using that keyboard. Yeah, Scald did solid damage. With the Leech Seed there, I kind of want to switch out. I kind of want to switch out into my Gallade. But Gallade's at 50%, and Celesteela with a Z move can kill Gallade from where it's at. He could autotomize. The thing is, if he autotomizes and I go Landorus, then I U-turn behind him. But if he has Earthquake, I really just don't want to. I don't want Jolteon taking an Earthquake right now. I mean, I thought Gallade was going to be dead anyway, so I'm going to go Gallade here. If he protects, then I'm in great shape, because then I just click Close Combat. And there's the Protect. Nope, other keyboard. Keep reaching for it. I keep reaching for it. Now I just get to click Close Combat. If he does go into the Necrozma, I just click Knock Off at that point. Close Combat kills a Celesteela from here. And you can't be running Chople because it's not technically weak to it. Now, I won't lie. It crossed my mind. It crossed my mind to go with a Soak Grass Knot Tapu Fini for the Celesteela. But I decided not to, so out comes the Comfey. Which is probably going to click Leech Seed here. It's probably going to click Leech Seed here, but I can't stay in. Because of Triage, I cannot stay in. Jirachi is the safest switch in, because I can then just U-turn. Slow U-turn. So I'm going to go into Jirachi here. I don't think he can touch Jirachi anyway, outside of Leech Seed. And there's the Synthesis. So we've seen his entire set: Leech Seed, Grassy Terrain, Toxic, Synthesis. Which is, you know, a set with leftovers. I can U-turn, or I can click Thunderwave. And at this point, I think I'm going to click Thunderwave. There's a chance I outspeed this thing, although no, because he wouldn't click Toxic and everything else has priority, I think. But anything that comes in is going to get paralyzed. Endeavor is the Celis. No, that's the Houndoom. It's going to take Stealth Rocks, and it's going to get paralyzed if I land this, which I do. And so now that threat is pretty much neutralized. And I can go for a U-turn here. I don't even know. Do I outspeed this thing at half speed? Yeah, I outspeed this thing at half speed. So I'm going to U-turn. There's no reason for me to stay in on this thing. No reason for me to do anything but click U-turn. I can go out into my Finny if I wanted to and click Scald. Fire Blast is the predictable play here. So we're gonna click Scald here. If he goes for the Sludge Bomb, then that's fine. He misses the Fire Blast. Okay, we're gonna click Scald. I have no incentive not to click Scald here. He probably lets his Houndoom go down at this point because it is paralyzed. That Thunder Wave was pretty big there. And down it goes. So Mega Houndoom is going to go down. So Tapu Fini kills Mega Houndoom with Scald. And we are sitting here Comfey, Celesteela, and Dawnwing's Necrozma. Comfey can't touch Jirachi. It can Leech Seed and Synthesis stall Jirachi, but if I can Thunder Wave and Iron Head it, that's fine. In comes the Necrozma. This thing is a threat. I am definitely going to click Nature's Madness on it. I do not trust it. If it starts setting up on me, that's a problem. That is really a problem. Jolteon is my big answer to this. There's a Calm Mind. I don't love that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love that. Although without clicking Autotomize, Landorus outspeeds. So there's the Calm Mind. And it's got... No, that's me having leftovers. So he doesn't have leftovers because it would outspeed me. So he does have an investment to outspeed an uninvested Tapu Fini, which is fine. Now at +1... he does Oko my Landorus. How much does a Moonblast do for my Finny? Because he could just recover here. But I do still have my... Okay, so here's the thing. Landorus and Gallade together both have knockoff. So I could go out into my Mega Gallade. If he recovers, I click knockoff. If he kills my Mega Gallade, I go out into my Landorus. Or should I do vice versa and go Landorus, and then if he kills that, Gallade? I think that's the play. We're going to go Landorus. If he does kill it straight up right here, then I'm going to go Gallade. Because I definitely can't let this thing keep setting up. So there's a Moonlight. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He's going to recover here. And I do still outspeed him. So Knockoff's going to do a real hefty chunk and take away whatever item it is that it's holding. Assuming that it can have an item. I'm not actually sure like what the mechanics are of Dawn Wings, if it needs to be holding a specific item for that, or what the deal is. Oh, he's Colbur! Interesting. Okay. And I crit him anyway. Oh my gosh. And he's got Moongeist Beam. Unsurprisingly. Unsurprisingly has Moongeist Beam. Which does take me out. Unsurprisingly. The crit shouldn't end up mattering. So, Dawn Wings, Necrozma kills Landorus T with Moongeist Beam. And I can just go into my Mega Gallade here and click Shadow Sneak. Or Jolteon, but I think Shadow Sneak is definitely a better play. Or Knockoff. I outspeed it. I mean, I'm going to click Shadow Sneak just to be safe. He could switch out, but why would he? So he went Colbur, not Cassib, Kasi Berry, which is interesting. It means Jolteon for sure could have come in on the Moonlight and clicked Choice Spec Shadow Ball. But, you know, such is the way the world goes sometimes. I am not one to look a gift horse in the mouth that is not going to survive a Shadow Sneak. So Mega Gallade kills DWN with Shadow Sneak. And is down to Celesteela and Comfey. Once again, out comes the Comfey. We know what the Comfey wants to do. Anything. I can bring in Jirachi. Comfey cannot. There's just no way Comfey outstalls Jirachi if I can go for a Thunder Wave and then Iron Head. There's the Leech Seed. Misses the Leech Seed. At that point, I still click Thunder Wave. I mean, that's the same play. I feel bad, though. He's missed 2 Leech Seeds, a Fire Blast. I crit him twice. Like, I feel like I've played well. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I've earned the spot I'm in. But I also feel bad that these misses and these hacks are happening. So I hope if you're watching this alpha that you can laugh it off a little bit. You know, there's nothing either of us could do. Also, he's not Triage. Not Triage. I don't even know what other ability this gets. Because the Leech Seed, or unless Leech Seed doesn't get Triage boosted. I'm gonna actually look this up real quick. It could be Natural Cure, I guess. Does Leech Seed get Triage boosted? I'm not even sure. Either way, I'm just gonna click Iron Head. The flinch! The flinch! This is it, everybody. This is it. The one flinch I asked for all season from Jirachi. We got it! We got it right here, everybody. I was, to be honest, not fully expecting that to happen. Now, at this point, he's probably going to Synthesis. He could get fully paralyzed. I'm going to click U-turn, I think, and go out into Jolteon. And click Volt Switch. And do that, because there's a Synthesis. I don't really want this to be the game we play. So we are just going to go out into Jolteon. After the U-turn. Jolteon? Landorus. Landorus? Jolteon. Which one do I go out into? Thunderbolt's doing 66 to 78%. Voltage is doing 51 to 63%. We're going to go for a Volt Switch with Jolteon. And I guess Leech Seed doesn't get boosted by Triage, because we just saw that it definitely is Triage. Thunderbolt's doing a lot of damage, and if he gets fully paralyzed once, Thunderbolt's just 2-KOing him straight up. And it should take out the Celesteela from the range it's at, and I can always switch the Jolteon out later. So yeah, we are gonna go for the Thunderbolt here. With Choice Specs, this should be doing a lot of damage. Yeah, Toxic, just give me Quick Feet. Just gave me Quick Feet, because I am, of course, Quick Feet Jolteon. Force the Synthesis here. But no Leech Seed yet. And a little bit of toxic damage is fine. And if he gets fully paralyzed, then we're good. And there's the full para. It was, I mean, I hate that that's what I had to do, but it is a reliable way to take out this Comfey. And so the Comfey is going to go down here. And so Jolteon kills Comfey with Thunderbolt. And I don't think Celesteela is going to be able to take a Choice Specs Thunderbolt from 40% and Stealth Rock as well. So closer to, 22%. And so we're going to click Thunderbolt again. He does have the Wakan Berry, but something tells me it's just not going to matter. And so in a hack thief battle that definitely went my way, Jolteon kills Celesteela with Thunderbolt. I won't deny that I did win that battle with a lot of hacks. I don't think it was because of a lot of hacks, like I said, but I think there were a lot of hacks. So everyone go watch Alpha Lycanroc side of the battle. I do encourage you to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I know that these battles happen sometimes. They've happened against me and they've happened for me. And I guess they even out sometimes. I'm usually the one on the receiving side of a lot of hacks, but today was my day. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this battle. I will see you guys back again next week as we take on the Chicago Caracostas. And it's going to be a fun ride here in the ICBA. I have a feeling this team's a lot of fun to use. I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.